Hey everybody, it's Mike. I haven't made my next wall video yet because I've started working on my layout a little bit again. So tonight I wanted to share a little bit about how I make these mountains. I know I've talked a little bit about it in the past, but I've never really shown the process. So let's go over here. You can see I've started with a wood frame, and I have some screen. So what I do is first I start at the top and attach the screen, then I stretch it across the track and then cut it outside of the curve here. And then once it's cut outside the curve, I bend it down and use these pins here to stick it into the foam so that my spray foam cannot make it in between the tracks and the risers, because if it makes it in between the risers, it's going to swell up and make the track not sit flat on the roadbed. So let's go over here and show you. I just sprayed a little bit tonight, but I started on this last night, and I'll show you where I started. So this is just freshly sprayed. This is one whole can that covered this area here. And I did this area with 2 cans last night, and it actually swells up and comes across the track here. And then I just go in, and this is a tool I use to shape and carve all the foam. So you can see it cuts really easy. If I want to take the top off this and not make it a round stone and flatten this out, I can easily do so with this tool here. Let's go in here, carve out a little section, and pull, and it comes right out. So that is how, I make it, because if you don't, it starts to look really round, like this section here I did early on. Then I cut this out so the train could make it through the corner without scraping. And I've already tested this with a 18-inch passenger car, which that would be the longest rolling stock that would ever run on this, because this is actually 063 right here, being the tight figure 8 loop. So it comes across there and then wraps down into this mountain over here. And then I'll have to make a valley down in here or something. I haven't decided on what I want to do yet. So tips and advice on this. I usually start laying the spray foam at the bottom and build my way up so that it supports itself. And you can see this is really rigid. I mean, I'm pressing really hard and it's not flexing at this point, and that's only 24 hours old at this point. And there is no support underneath the screen. So it's supporting its own weight, which is really good. This makes it super easy to use. And, the biggest part is shaping it and learning what you want to do to make it look realistic. And you can even see here, sometimes it leaves like holes, and then I just tear off a piece of foam I've cut, and then I fill that hole up like so. And then when I go to paint it, the paint makes it stick in place so I don't have real big holes. You can see there's a cut line down here. I may leave that, or I can fill it in. So it's all up to the look that you want it to have. So the spray foam I settled in on is definitely the Gaps and Cracks great stuff, up to 1 inch. It expands enough, and if you use the black can, it expands up to 3 inch. It goes kind of crazy. So don't do that. Not recommended unless you're trying to fill a huge space, but for what I'm doing, I would rather layer it and make it, protrude more, or have like a face that's more vertical or jutting out. then try to use the 3-inch foam because it's just too unpredictable. The other thing you have to have on hand is the Great Stuff foam cleaner, because if you happen to get this stuff on your fingers, it is no fun. So if you're not using gloves, make sure that you have this around. I don't always use gloves. I run out of gloves a lot, so I would recommend the Great Stuff cleaner. So I have a fresh can here ready to apply, and I'll sort of show you the process where I left off. So I just take it, and I've already shaken my can up, and I just apply it in. And give it a little more shake. Build the pressure up. And then we go up to the top here. And there we go. So we've applied another section. If you don't like how something looks, just add it in a little bit. And then it's going to expand. You can see this is already expanding onto the track. Don't worry, that does not stick to the track. All I have to do is cut it with the blade, and I can make it look like this, and it removes it doesn't stick to the track at all once it's dried. If I try to do something with it now, it's going to make a big smeary mess. And then I try to squirt it through the screen a little bit, just so it has some bite. This will give me a lot to work with, so it doesn't look like an edge of a corner here. So we'll be able to round it out better by laying it on so thick, because that's really going to swell up. All right, let's move over here. And when this pressure starts getting low, you don't want to go too far, because if you can't build up a support base, it'll start to droop. So you make sure you don't run out while you're running on the upper part and making an application up high, or else it's going to stretch and be not so good looking when it dries. So you definitely want to make sure that you have enough to finish the line that you're sort of working on. And I vary it. I go side to side, and you can do like up to down. So we're right up on top of the edge, and this is running out. So I'm not going to go too much further until I get another can out. All right, so that's the basic application process. Then always keep a paper towel handy to put over that messy top so you can discard it so it doesn't drip on anything. And that's my mountain update for tonight. Thought I'd share my process and show you progress as I go. Well, have a great evening, and I'll talk to you next time. See ya.